You're watching The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV Angela Yee, Charlamagne the God. We are The Breakfast Club. We got a special guest in the building. I don't even think she's a special guest in the building.
Our resident political expert is back.
She's back home, Miss Angela Rye. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. On a very snowy, nasty day.
Yeah,
I
it's
have
nasty
some
outside.
frizz in the back to account for that. So yes.
Now, you got to update us on everything that's going on, all these things that we see in the news that we really may or may not can decipher. Jeff Sessions.
Yes. So Jeff Sessions was confirmed in a 52-47 vote in the Senate as your next Attorney General. Y'all's next Attorney General. I think the most interesting thing is he didn't even vote for himself. Jefferson Beauregard Sessions voted president, probably because he knows he doesn't deserve that job. I thought one of the most interesting things was an unprecedented move, a fellow senator testifying against him in his nominations hearing. That was Cory Booker. Mm-hmm. John Lewis, of course, also joined in testifying against him, and the Congressional Black Caucus chair. None of that matters because Democrats aren't in control of the Senate.
Now, why
Same
exactly
situation
is he
with
so?
Betsy DeVos, right?
Well, a little bit different. You didn't have any senators or any members of Congress actually actively testifying against her. There also was a filibuster on the Senate floor, which is probably what you're referencing, where they're just like, we're not trying to let you pass this point.
But why is Jeff Sessions problematic?
For so many reasons. So Jeff Sessions, I think we can start with this. If Coretta Scott King speaks out against you, it's probably not a good look. And that's exactly what happened. She wrote a letter in 1986 saying why he did not deserve a federal judicial appointment. So that letter was pulled a couple of months back, and Elizabeth Warren was trying to read it on the Senate floor, and Majority Leader McConnell shut her down.
Can they do that?
Yeah,
Well,
there
they did do it.
are
Clearly.
definitely rules that would allow it. I think the challenge is optically, does it look good? And the answer is a resounding no. More people heard about that letter because he shut her down.
So it actually worked out in her favor because she did go on Facebook Live after that to read the letter. But let me ask you this. So he never was able to be even a judge,
That's right.
but now he somehow is able to be the Attorney General.
The Attorney General, after we just had not the first Black Attorney General, but also the second Black Attorney General, someone who's demonstrated that they have a propensity towards undermining civil rights. That is what he did when he was an AUSA in Alabama. This is the same man who was calling grown Black men boy in his office, and the same man who prosecuted two civil rights legends who actually worked on the Selma March with Dr. King for voting fraud, which ended up being trumped up charges.
Wow.
Yeah, he's very proud.
So when we going to impeach this guy, man? When we going to get Donald
I
Trump
think it's
back
a
out of here?
process.
I hope that it ends up happening.
I'm going to ask every week she
But
comes
this is the
back.
thing. But even if you impeach him, you still got Mike Pence. You still got
do.
Steve Bannon in position. Like the whole administration
So
is
let me
messed
ask
up.
you this.
Well, Steve Bannon might be in trouble, though, since he's writing executive orders that the president can't read.
What do you think about that? What was that about? Donald Trump not realizing he promoted Steve Bannon?
Well, and it wasn't really a promotion. He just should not have put him on the National Security Council. I think
Gotcha.
the biggest challenge that you have there is the president should be reading what he's signing.
Right.
Like any businessman, right? He's a businessman. So we say he's not a normal politician. He's a
He's an
businessman.
entrepreneur,
You
businessman.
signing contracts you don't read?
Maybe he can't read.
He can read.
No,
Stop.
He
seriously.
just doesn't know. He just doesn't know
I
what
was
he's
gonna say
doing.
something.
He don't know what he's doing.
I was going to say, you want to have him on to read?
We should have him on the read. Yeah, get Donald Trump to read the iHeartRadio promo.
Live, right?
Oh, no.
Now, can anybody be charged with anything for making up stories? Like Sean Spicer making up events that never happened.
The Atlanta terrorist attack.
Yeah, like things.
What?
He said, you didn't hear about this?
Yeah.
No, I missed
So
that
he
one.
has said 3 times that there was a terrorist attack in Atlanta. Now he claims he was like, I was talking about Orlando. So can somebody send him back to school to take geography?
Maybe he was talking about the Super Bowl. He was talking about how the Patriots beat the Falcons.
So that was a terrorist attack?
Maybe. It's
But that
possible.
wasn't in Atlanta.
That's true. It was against Atlanta.
That's
Yeah.
true.
But
That's
then
true.
he also said the media doesn't address terror attacks ever.
Are you really going to try to justify that?
No.
I'm just playing white devil's advocate
He's
right
joking.
now.
He's joking.
No. Yeah, so that's another thing. There are 2 other things though. I think it is so cool, and this is why I rep my city so hard.
What city is that?
206, sir. That is the city of Seattle.
Okay.
And one of the things that they just did is they decided to the city council unanimously voted to bid adieu to Wells Fargo because of their role as one of the 17 lenders in funding the Dakota Access Pipeline.
I see.
That is going to cost Wells Fargo $3 billion.
What does that mean, bid or do? Like no Wells Fargo
That means
in
bye.
Seattle?
That means bye, Felicia.
You're
that
outta
means
here.
we out. That means
Damn.
we're pulling out our money. It would be great if they would put it in a black bank. I don't know if they'll do that, but the mayor's definitely going to sign the legislation, so that is really, really cool. That's a
dope.
local level thing, but I think it's important to see, especially for the folks who've been going out to North Dakota, what happens when you protest, what happens when you raise awareness on these issues.
This could be something now that other cities might follow suit.
Hopefully. That would be the goal, right? I think that that's really important. And again, it tells protesters, folks who are getting ready to go back out there, now that Donald Trump has said, no, we're moving forward, it makes people feel like if we continue to raise our voices and stand in unison on this issue, we can actually win something.
I wonder what happens once the Wells Fargo goes away. Like, do people just take their money out and put it somewhere else?
Yes,
I hope so.
because it'd be very inconvenient to not have the bank there at all. So
That would
what
be.
would you do?
Well, they already hit them once because remember, Wells Fargo had staff who were working on opening accounts that the customers didn't
Yep.
authorize.
Gotcha.
So Seattle already hit them once. They were like, okay, you can't have this part of our money. Now they just were like, okay, we're taking the rest, the full operating account.
Absolutely, now would be the perfect time for people in Seattle to bank black.
I agree. So we're transitioning to bank black, and that means that I don't have my third point, but that's all right.
Okay. No, go ahead. What's your third point?
My third point is this. Nordstrom is also headquartered in the 206, and they just told Ivanka,
Bye-bye.
you're fired.
And Donald Trump was tweeting about it
And
yesterday.
he was tweeting
he
about it, but
tweeted about it
they
yesterday.
did it last week. But
And it wasn't just Nordstrom either.
It wasn't just Nordstrom. That's the one I'm the most proud of.
Right.
Well,
Because
you
they
see-
started
They started it.
selling her
Yeah,
merchandise.
bunch of
In
stuff.
total, everybody else said they weren't going to promote it as much.
Why are
But
y'all
there's
mad at the president for tweeting about that threat to our country called Nordstrom? Y'all act like it's more important things in the world for him to
One
be tweeting
word
about.
for you, Charlamagne, ethics.
Yeah.
So he's potentially violated ethics rules. There are several former White House counsels that have said, listen, this flies in the face of what ethics rules stand for. You cannot use your bully pulpit as the president to push back against business for your family's personal business.
Oh, this is getting good.
For your daughter's
Impeach this
line
man.
of
We're getting
accessories.
there.
Ready?
We're
Ready?
getting there.
I
James
keep
is
telling
ready.
y'all, this man is not a president. He's a celebrity in chief. He just is a president by title. We're expecting him to act like something he has no idea of how to act like.
Right.
Well, but so the problem is he's now in that office, and so there are rules that govern that office, and he has to either follow suit or he can leave. You want to get him impeached? He can go. Or
Maxine,
maybe he
wha-
would just quit.
He ain't
Maybe he
gonna
can
quit.
fire
No,
himself.
he thinks
Yeah,
that the courts are too, what does he say,
Political.
Yeah.
He's not quitting.
and then offended his Supreme Court nominee, who said that he was very disheartened by what Donald Trump said about the judiciary. And now Donald Trump is saying that Senator Blumenthal is lying on the what's his name, Gorsuch, the nominee. So
I was going to ask you, you think that is like people like Maxine Waters, Nancy Pelosi, who speak out about this administration, you think that'll affect their political careers in the future? Especially when you got a bully like Trump in the White House who said we'll ruin senators.
let me tell you, I have never seen Congresswoman Maxine Waters back down from any fight. From any fight. My dad says about my mom often that she talks like she's 7 feet, 300 pounds. Maxine Waters is the same way. Like, she is not going to run away from Donald Trump. Not afraid at all.
And I think it's not like these are lone people out there either. There's
Yeah, that's
so
right.
many other people who feel the way that they do.
He's so vindictive, though. He goes at everybody.
Yeah, he said
I've
in his
never
press
seen nothing
meeting, he was like,
this before.
who's the senator? We'll ruin
Yeah,
him.
we'll
We'll
ruin his
ruin
career.
him.
Yeah, and he will try. He will spend his own money trying.
Yeah.
Let's talk about this Muslim ban. Now,
Yes.
where are we with the Muslim ban?
So it's in court. There's a decision that is expected to come out any moment now.
What do you anticipate?
I'm hoping that they tell them it's not constitutional. It's not, right? Like, anybody that has had a basic reading of the Constitution understands that those same protections apply to anyone on our soil
Right.
or attempting to come here. There are a lot of conservative pundits right now that are saying that Constitution doesn't apply to foreigners. I'm not sure what they're reading or where they learned, but that is actually not true.
Shit, I'm not sure it applies to us sometimes.
That's actually fair. It definitely didn't apply to us when it was written, but it's supposed to apply to us now. As I was going to say, the president, our only president, Barack Obama, once said that it's a living and breathing document, and that means that every so often you have to renew what it was built upon and try to change it towards the promise of America.
Now, how are you traveling now? You know, you had the incident with TSA. How are you going through the airport now?
I'm about to say, assalamu alaikum, Angela.
Oh, no.
I know. I was like,
No, they messing with you. Are they
There
messing
is
with
no
you?
pork on my
Because you
fork.
put them on blast. You. Is it cool with you
So,
now? Are they still
Are you
disrespectful?
flagged is what he's
so
asking.
I don't know
Flagged.
that I'm flagged. I did get randomly selected one more time, but it was, and I was like, oh my god,
Here
but
we
it was
go
fine.
again.
It was fine. And I will also say there have been several TSOs who have been super supportive. Like, we saw what happened. We know that's not how it's supposed to be. We got your back. So that's been.
Did they at least give you some free points?
Shut up. No, I can't get no points. How is
That's
TSA has no
anyway.
points?
There's not no
Okay, you're right.
airline
I thought
gas.
the airline she was flying might say, hey, I
not
saw what
picking
happened. Here's some
Oh,
points.
Oh, that's
ass.
nice. Yeah, you didn't make that connection. I missed that.
Okay.
Guys,
Now, what do you
stupid.
think about what Donald Trump had to say about
did.
Vladimir Putin when he said, that Americans, we haven't been, what did he say again exactly?
He said America's got killers too, which was an actual statement. America got a lot of blood
And you
on their
said
hands.
you agree with him.
Yes, America definitely got mad blood on their hands, from slavery
So-
to Jim Crow South
To the police
to
department.
drone strikes, police departments.
Right.
Absolutely.
So it should be okay for him to be cool with Putin for that reason.
No.
I didn't say that. I just
No, I'm
said
saying that was his point, though, when he was saying it. Like,
Who said this? Donald Trump?
yeah.
I didn't see this.
you didn't see the
I can't
statement?
keep up with all the ignorance. No, I missed this.
Yeah, they asked him about Putin, and
was
Bill
Bill
O'Reilly
O'Reilly.
said he's a killer, and Trump goes, "What, you think America's so sweet? Like we
So
got
he was
killers
like,
too."
he basically was like, I'm a killer,
All right,
but don't
so
push
it's
me. What? I
Americans.
don't get it.
He's basically saying when Bill O'Reilly said, well, Vladimir Putin's a killer, Donald Trump was basically saying, so you think America's so innocent?
The truth of the matter is, there's no leader of any
He
country who
always
don't have
has
blood
a
on his
red
hands.
herring, though. Like, that's really the point. Like, you could be like, oh, well, your shoes don't match. Well, what? Your shoes match? Like, he just has a comeback that never makes sense. So it is pointless. I do agree that America's not innocent, but that doesn't mean that he should be trying to be Putin's best friend, ally, enjoying and continuing their bromance. So,
That's true. Now let's talk some solutions.
yes.
What are some things that we can do right now?
Impeach the president.
To we can't. We don't have that power. Okay.
Unfortunately, that's
Damn
what
it.
happens when our folks don't go vote in the numbers we need them to. We lose and or don't get back the House and the Senate, so we do not have impeachment as an immediate available.
Barack looked like he having fun though. Barack looked like he
Barack
having
ain't
the
thinking
time
about
of
us.
his
Barack
life.
ain't
When I
thinking
tell
about
you
us.
I am hot about it, I'm like, we are like in the snow, and you like out here
Jet skiing
windsurfing
with
with
Richard
jet
Branson.
skiing,
Jet skiing.
having a good old time, grinning like, how you like me now? Like, it's just real wrong.
Barack done unfollowed America. He ain't thinking about
So he
us.
I'll be
done followed
back.
us.
He ain't thinking
He
about
blocked
us.
and put us on mute. He muted us. So on the solutions point, and it is Black History Month, so what a
Yes.
great time for us to hunker down and look inward. And I think one of the things that we've been talking about, Charlamagne, is hashtag Bank Black, among other things, giving black and buying black. But for right now, banking black. And so one of the things that I recently did is open a black bank account because I've been saying this a long time. And
At what bank?
living like a hypocrite because I didn't have my account
Me
yet.
neither, but what bank?
It is One United. One United.
One
And
United.
there are actually 23 black banks in this country. So there are several options and no excuses.
That's
so
true.
I think
you
we
are-
have some in Brooklyn. Carver.
Carver's one.
Carver's
for sure.
one. Yep. I was Citizens Trust. I was researching them. They've been open for
Citizens Trust.
95 years.
So you all, right? We're going to open up black bank accounts today. Is
I'm
that what
going to
we're doing?
open one up.
Just you?
Absolutely.
What?
I
mean,
I'm gonna be honest. I'm not gonna
Oh,
do it
Envy
today.
got that look. Hold on. Envy, why do you have that look, sir?
I'll
What
do
is
it on
that?
Monday. Today the weather's really bad, and I'm.
No, we can do it online in
I
here.
can do it online.
You can do it
Okay.
online. It takes 2
I
seconds.
like to go into the bank and meet people personally.
Hold on.
Can you-
I want to know why Envy's making that face.
Because I've never opened a bank account without going. I like to know who everybody is. So
Just
when I
put
come
just
in,
put $100 in there
Yeah,
and
you
then go in
you
there
don't gotta put your
tomorrow.
whole life savings
You
in
ain't
there.
going there
I
today 'cause
still
it's-
like
can
to
do that. I
go
can put
personally and
$100
do
in.
That's
things.
all. Put a few dollars
I'm
in
not an
there.
online person like that.
I got-
like
I
to go, hi, how you doing? My name's Angela. Can I sit down and talk?
She really go protest the movement.
I think she's going to
No, I
protest
said I'm
the
gonna
movement.
go in.
She's like, I'm going tomorrow. I'll send you a screenshot.
Yeah,
of
I
it.
put
I'll go.
$100 in.
You gonna put
I- I
$100 in?
put
But why'd you
100.
make that face initially, though?
You know why? Because I'll be honest with you. I like to put my money into things that I've know been around and has invested and haven't had.
Citizens
any
Trust been
been
around
around for-
95 years.
Right, and I've heard problems that Carver has had before. Carver Bank has had problems
But
before.
don't
I
bank
read
at
about
Carver.
it.
It's another black bank. It's 23 others. 22 others.
No, well, I
in the
have to do
country.
my homework on it because
sacrifice
the
your
big
$100.
banks and the big brands that I see more and more often and that I
Yeah.
travel a lot that I could get money for that I know is where that I could pull. I can go to Bank of America damn near on any block and pull money if I need it.
We just don't
But
trust
okay,
you.
so
go to
let me
TD
let me
Bank
give you
anywhere.
let me give you this example.
And pull
I
money
use Bank
anywhere
of America
without being charged.
I use Bank of America too, and we don't know if they charge yet because we haven't looked this up. But I use Bank of America too, and one of the biggest issues I had with them is when I needed a line of credit. My financial advisor told me to just get a line of credit just in case, you never know, for my business. They were looking at my numbers. They said everything looked good, and then I still didn't get the line of credit. What Dr. King talked
They
about.
did it me too. Bank of America did it me.
Oh, they did it
couple
to you
years ago,
too.
and I was
Okay.
pissed the F off.
Okay, so then hold on. So if Dr. King says if we put money in our own institutions,
Right.
Those are the institutions that gives us the line of credit.
Absolutely.
Those are the institutions that give us mortgages without all the hoopla. If we don't put our money in there, they don't have the ability to loan money to our fellow brothers and sisters. And so what is the risk in saying, I'm not pulling all of my money out of the larger banks, but in saying I'm going to put a portion of what I'm getting from my business into this bank so that when I do need a line of credit, I can get it, and so can folks in the community.
Absolutely.
But
And
if
it's
we
not,
don't have resources in there,
Right,
that's,
I get that.
you know,
and it's not going to be an immediate
that's
solution.
funny. And you got turned down like me, and you still.
But that was, the problem was I did get turned down, and I was mad because I was banking with them for so long. I
Yeah.
had my business account with them for
Yes.
so long, and I even had one of my mortgages with them, and my credit was great, and they turned me down, and I couldn't
What did
figure
they
out
turn
why.
you down for?
I don't know.
They deemed
this was
some of
this was
us
about 10 years
risky.
ago, about 8 years ago. But they wouldn't give me a line of credit. I was trying to do something at one of my houses, but the problem was I was really upset about it.
Yes.
But
you
you
still
know what?
bank
You're
there.
absolutely right.
So
No,
then
you're
it's
absolutely right.
like, so then what do you do in response to that, right? Like I have my mortgage is at Wells Fargo now with this Dakota Access Pipeline issue, and even like the city where I was born doing something. I'm like, I need to refi. I need to do something different. I have a credit union account. Like there are other things that we can do to make sure that we're supporting our institutions and making sure when we do need those lines, we can get them.
I just want to make
I'm
sure
sending
that
you the
it's
link
convenient.
right now to Citizens, bro.
All right, I just gotta make sure it's convenient because no matter where I travel in the world, even when it's Canada, I
Yeah.
can get to a Bank of America, get money,
Well,
drop
maybe
money
you could
in,
just have a
whatever
savings
it may
account
be.
that you don't got to take
That's
money
That's
out.
exactly
all.
right.
We're not taking all our money and putting it into the
All
black
right,
bank.
I can do a
Just
small
put,
amount.
put
Let it
some
sit
in
there.
there.
But the problem with that is I know it's a start.
You making
But
excuses.
we need to put more.
Stop making
We
excuses.
do need to put
We
more,
need to
but
put
we
more.
also
Because there ain't no
can't-
excuses when it comes to the white man. Okay? Go ahead. What'd you say, Angela?
Go ahead.
Hashtag Bank Black.
Hashtag Bank Black. I'm gonna put
You
some
can't,
money.
you acting like you trumping people in here. You just hollering,
We just got to get it done.
bullying.
We just got to get it done.
How much you putting in there?
I'm gonna put a nice little bit in there. Not a like crazy amount,
Oh,
but
God.
like
What's the amount? Can he match
I'm
your
gonna put
amount?
1,000. I'm gonna put 1,000 in. I'm gonna put 1,000.
All right, I'll do 1,000.
I'm gonna put 1,000 in.
Sheesh.
Come be honest, I don't
All
trust him
right.
with over 1,000 yet. Not gonna put,
I'm
playing. I'm playing.
You're not playing. You are
outta
not
here.
playing. You are not playing.
No, 1,000 is good. I'm gonna put 1,000 into.
Charlamagne, you know what? That's not black privilege.
it's not
that
black
was
privilege.
not
You're
black
right, you're right.
privilege in that moment. What are you doing?
No, 'cause I'm gonna start with 1,000 and I'm gonna put some in like every week just to build up.
Every week.
How
That's
much
all.
every week?
Probably
$10.
$20 every week.
All right.
It's a start.
I'm
okay?
calling you on this too. I'm gonna be tweeting. Where's your $200 this week?
I'm doing it right
Send me
now.
the bank receipt.
I'm on the link
He's
right
opening
now.
it up.
I see,
And-
I
You're
have to
gonna
do-
go.
Huh?
You're gonna go.
Yeah, I like to go. Listen, every single bank that because I have a couple different bank accounts,
Mm-hmm.
they all know me in the bank because I do like to go and do like a
That's
face to face.
awesome.
When it comes to my money, I like to know who's there.
Call
So
them.
sometimes I could even just call and ask for things, and they're very like great and receptive with me anytime I need something.
Yeah.
Like I went to the bank actually 2 days ago, and my ID was expired, which I didn't realize. And they're not supposed to do certain things, but they did it because that's
They
where I
have a
went,
relationship
and they
with
know
you.
me. So
No,
I
that's
think-
really smart. And back in the day, that's how it was. Like with our
Right.
community, that's exactly what they did. They've ensured that there was a personal relationship. That's also a smart way to ensure
Yeah,
that you get a
certain
line of
things I
credit.
really like to go in, so I'm gonna actually go to the bank so that they know me, and then if I have to call for whatever reason,
And by the way, this is an old blueprint. Like, I mean, guys
Yeah.
like Martin Luther King Jr., Malcolm X have been telling us to do these type
That's
of
right.
things. Killer Mike started the initiative
Killer
last
Mike was
year.
doing it.
He
Yes.
signed up like 1,800 people.
what is going
Solange
on
did
over
it.
here?
We calling Killer Mike right now,
Oh.
but so it's like this isn't
like,
new.
this is-
Like this is an old blueprint. Like we
That's
keep
right.
talking about, we need solutions to these problems. Like they been gave us the answers. We just haven't
And
done it.
It's not just
Kill
it's
him like
not
an
just
answer.
it's not just banking black that's the solution. It's one of 3 things that we should be doing. If we're not strong on our economic front, we're never going to get to the next frontier on this. There's
What
a reason
else?
why. What do you mean?
You said it's
One
three
of
things
three
we should be doing.
things.
Oh, well, we talked about it a little bit already. There's Give Black, there's Buy Black, and there's Bank Black.
Okay.
And Bank Black is our first step, and then I don't know when you want to do the other pieces, but
What
yeah.
is what is giving black?
I think that it looks like giving back to your community, giving back to kids, giving back to HBCUs. There are conversations all the time about how HBCU alumni don't give at the same rate that TWI or traditionally white institution alumni give. There are things that we could be doing in terms of propping up community organizations or civil rights organizations like NAACP, LDF to fight off some of the civil rights battles we know are immediately ahead of us. And then when you think about buying black, I think that's simple. It's about
Right.
supporting our businesses, knowing who those businesses are or what those businesses are.
I'm
maybe
really great.
showcasing
I'm
some
really
of those
great
here.
at that.
But we need
That's awesome.
We need to know more of that though. We need to know more of that. Somebody, is there an app? Because if not, we should develop an app. Because
They do have.
They did, because like if I want to buy a vehicle, you know what I mean, or a car, I don't know what dealership is African American owned. You know what I mean? If I want to go to a McDonald's, or if I want to go to a fast food restaurant, I don't know which businesses are African American.
Yo, what site
owned.
was we on?
Yeah, they do have one.
There was a site I just saw the other day.
But your point is really good, and the one thing that I am so thankful to my parents for is I cannot tell you a moment in my childhood where we didn't go to a black-owned business, from a mini mart to the first car that I got from, one of my dad's friends owned a dealership in Kirkland, Washington. It was so important, and so it's something that becomes second nature if you train your kids to think that way. Like, you're always going to think about looking out for somebody that's a family friend or a community member first. So.
Yeah, when I lived in Queens, I mean, everything was black
Yeah,
owned. You
listen,
had no
every
choice.
restaurant I go to in
everything was
Brooklyn is
black-owned.
black owned.
But
All
now-
the stores I go to,
Now I live in
I try to
Jersey,
buy
you don't
things
really
from black owned businesses all the time.
You don't see it that much. Like, you don't know. When I'm in Jersey, I don't see the same. I don't, when I'm in Queens, you see it. When I'm in Brooklyn, you see it, but I don't see it. So
Or you
I'm
just
thinking
don't know.
I'm gonna create an app.
And
You just don't
You know
know
what?
it.
You
That's
don't
a good
need
idea.
you don't need much to get it either. All you need is a social security number, your date of birth, a valid form of identification, like a driver's license, and a U.S. checking and savings account is required to fund the account online. So I'm about to get
That's
my
the
black bank
online
account right now,
application.
and we need a meme. We need a meme that tells people where all the black banks are.
Yes, and
Or
I think
what all the black
it's
banks
coming.
They
are.
have a lot of different websites that have the directories of black owned businesses and the banks as well. So, that's
So
all.
these are 3 very easy things that we can all accomplish before the month is out.
Yes.
And hopefully developing a way of life, right? If we're black 365 days a year, then it's not just the month of February that we're accountable for our blackness. So
I
Now, are you going to
absolutely agree.
participate in this Day Without a Woman after the Women's March?
I would love to do that. I definitely have been seeing the graphic for it, and I think it's super cool. I'm glad
It's going to be
again.
on February 17th, right?
I think so. I can't remember.
February 17th is going to be a Day Without a Woman.
Listen, I'm all for that. I love everything that Linda Sarsauer and Tamika Mallory and Carmen Perez are doing. But who is y'all striking against now? Because we with y'all.
Maybe y'all should not go to work either.
I was thinking about that. I
There you
told
go.
y'all we should do a blackout.
It is actually, it's open to everybody.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it's just called the Day Without a Woman, but it's an affair that's open. Just like the
Just
Women's
like the march was, yeah.
for everybody. This also is.
So show people what the world America would look like without women for a
Yep.
day.
Yep.
Now, question.
All right, so I'm off February 17th. Let me put
Black,
that down.
back to the black banks, right? Now, I know black banks are having a lot of problems because they weren't getting a lot of funds.
Which is our fault.
Right, so they will insure the money though. They will have enough money to make sure that my money's okay. That's my
Just
only
like
question.
every
because,
other
you know what
bank.
banks, 'cause
Just
banks
like every other
lend
bank.
and
It's
give.
FDIC insured.
Yeah, FDIC insured.
All right.
That's what that means.
All right.
It's FDIC
Because
insured.
they lend and borrow, give.
Yeah.
You give 100,000, they lend you 200,000. But I want to know if I need to get my.
It's
200,000
FDIC
dollars.
insured. That's what that means.
But
As
you
long
know
as
what?
it says
That's insured up to
FDIC
250,000
insured.
though.
Yeah.
You know what? You are raising some good points, and these are some of the things, some of the challenges and the roadblocks that we put up for ourselves psychologically. My dad called this, and this is no shade to you, but my dad calls it slave mentality.
Right.
Because what happens is you're like, oh, I want to support a black-owned business, but are they gonna be on time? Or is
I didn't say on
no,
time. I
but
just wanna make
it's
sure
the
my
same.
money's
It's
covered.
the same concept, right? It's
Right.
like over time, there's always a reason why using the black business or the black bank or going to the black school is not gonna be okay. Is my financial aid check gonna be there? You know what I mean? Like, those are the things that we do to ourselves, and I
Right.
think at some point we have to recognize that the less we support, the less likely it is that they're going to be able to meet any of the hurdles we're putting up before them.
Hey, Killer Kills.
Hey, how y'all doing? Good morning.
Hey,
What's up,
Killer
Killer
Mike,
Mike?
what's good?
Our good brother Killer Mike on the phone. You know, we trying to get this Bank Black initiative going, Killer Mike, something that you started a year ago.
Yeah, absolutely.
Why should
Usher and
people
I
bank black,
express
sir?
trust.
Angela
Why
Rye's
should
here
you bank?
too. Killer.
Hey,
Well, hey Angela, how you doing, love? Good morning.
good morning.
Well, if you don't bank black, it makes no sense for you to call yourself a community. As a community, you need to be self-contained in what matters in the system. And what matters in the system is controlling your own money, controlling your own land and resources, controlling the ability for you guys to control stuff like food supply and stuff like that. So banking black, first and foremost, helps you get your mind around proper financial literacy and financial dignity. So it allows you to get your stuff straight, to have an account, you to build your own line of credit. After you've banked black, mastered your own finances in terms of your household, those who can afford to need to start investing in black banks. I have banked black for the last year. I've blacked Mike all my life, but I've been asking about it the last year this year I'm going to buy about $50,000 of stocks in one of the black banks.
Nice.
Wow.
It helps
Wow.
you. It helps your community in terms of it is more difficult for you to get loans, home loans and business loans from bigger banks. Smaller banks, black banks in particular, are going to be able to give you the type of loans that you want, that you need, that allow you to be businesses in your community. So it's just the first step in a bigger plan for making sure our community is a real community. But you must be banking with people who look like you, walk like you, talk like you, because they're the people who are going to understand why your credit can be built and how it can be built. They're the people that understand why you need to be buying up land in places like Baltimore and Detroit and on Cleveland, Ohio. They're the people that are going to understand why a hookah bar is going to work in Harlem, and they're going to take the risk and give you the loan. If we're not doing that, then what we're doing is continuing to be beggars. And divided we beg, and united we bargain.
What's the biggest black bank, Killer?
Citizens, right?
Citizens Trust has been the most
been around
successful over the last 95 years in my particular region. But you have Farmers and Mechanics, you have Industrial Bank, you have One United, you have about 23 black banks left. Some are strong, some are weak. The weaker ones will disappear, the stronger ones will stay. I suggest that you start to research, see which services you like, find one you like in your region or nationally, and start banking. Start small. If you're scared to move all your money, just start a savings account.
That's what makes me nervous. When you said disappear, that's what makes me nervous. But
Wait, it's still
Citizens Bank,
FDIC insured.
the shares are $9 a share. So that's I'm going to invest in that right now. $9.25.
Yeah, and if you don't have over $250,000, no need to worry because you're going to be able to have your money insured, and that's just any bank. That's just not bank banks.
Right.
What we saw the largest consolidation of banks a few years ago is the bigger banks gobbled up a lot of banks. We want smaller banks that are regional too. We want family banks. We want black banks because they invite an incentive of competition. If we only go with big banks, there are only going to be 2 or 3 banks. It's going to be worse. That Wells Fargo situation that happened is going to happen again. Big banks are raping you and taking your money and not giving you the returns on what you're giving them, especially as an African-American community. If you start to pool your money and use and pool your resources together, you will have the bargaining power to improve your community at a much faster rate than we have.
Hey, Killer, how long did it take you to put all your money in a black bank? Because I know you didn't start off putting everything in there. So what was the process like?
Well, you know what I'm saying? We from the South. So my grandmother has had me banking with Citizens Trust since I was a child.
Wow.
When I got a little older and thought I knew everything, I switched to some bigger banks in the name of convenience. And when it came time to get a home loan, I dragged my black butt back to a black bank. They were the only one that would give me a home loan.
Wow.
And, then the process
And that's very true. That's an issue in Brooklyn, too. It's like the banks there, sometimes you can't get a loan because the house actually costs way more than what it could get appraised for just because of the value of these homes. So sometimes you really do have to do that because they understand the neighborhood more.
Well, we opening up bank accounts this morning.
Yeah, we opening up our black bank accounts right now. Hey, Killer, thank you, brother.
Thank you, guys. Love you guys all, man.
Thank you.
All right, Angela, right? You
Angela,
happy?
she got us.
I'm
She
be
got
happy
us.
when I see that screenshot. You put it up, #BankBlack.
I'm gonna do
I
it.
will do that.
That's what we should get people to do. If you open up your black bank account, take a screenshot of it being confirmed that it's open and #BankBlack. Let us know you opened up your black bank account.
Right.
Starting with you.
I'm about to do it right now.
You've
I'm
been
going
about
to-
to do it for
No, I
15
am.
minutes.
I'll
Keep
take
it-
my picture in the bank.
All right, and we'll retweet that
See,
picture.
And we got to put up a meme. We
Let me
got
ask you a
I
question,
know you
right?
buying shares, but are you opening up an account too?
Why
Let me go on
Citizens
back.
Bank
He want to profit off
got
the
the
bank.
white woman.
Because you're on the wrong way. No. He's on
No,
the
that
wrong
ain't. Yeah,
side.
Citizens Trust, man.
Oh.
You thought you were shady.
bought the
Somebody
wrong
and got caught.
I was
bought the
upset. I
wrong
was like,
stock,
what?
Envy.
Citizens-
I was about to say, how you know she's not light skinned?
Citizens
Y'all
Trust
must have bought
Bank.
the wrong
All
stock,
right,
too.
Maxwell. Okay. All right. Citizens Trust Bank.
Envy got
Okay.
Maxwell's
Well,
getting
there you
a
go. I
copy
see it
of
now. I
your
see
book
it
early
now.
though because of that.
Citizens Trust Bank. All right, we good
Citizens
now.
Trust Bank.
I
Hey,
almost
you-
just bought some.
Citizens trust because you can trust them with your money too.
Right.
There you go.
They just got a bunch
I
of
see
free
black
stuff.
people now. All right, we
You
go,
see
brother.
black people
I
now,
see
so
some
you
black
okay?
people. I
So
see-
we're gonna post it. We're gonna make a meme and post a meme later telling you
Yes.
all the black banks in America.
Yes.
And everybody go get you a black bank account. It's
Including
a start.
you, 'cause you
I'm-
still stuck.
I'm
You
right
haven't
here. All right,
typed
here I go.
anything
Here I
on the
go.
application.
Right here. Boom. I'm on it right now.
Second.
I appreciate y'all.
Thank you.
you for joining us.
Angela Rye.
Thank you.
The Breakfast Club. Every weekday morning. Tune in